them I rent it out every day. All right, folks. So since students are now back at school after a 2-year break, there's been several stabbing incidents and fights, which has led to a call for the revitalization of Sunday and Sabbath schools to assist with morals and values in our society. Communications specialist and adjunct lecturer Roshane Reed gives her take on this issue. Good morning, Roshane. Welcome to Smile Jamaica. How are you?
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Before we get to what I don't know if you are suggesting or you would agree or disagree. Almost every time I speak with a member of the church, I always ask the question, is the church failing us? Because we have so many things going on that ought not to be going on. Let me start there with you before you go to the Sabbath and the Sunday school. Is the church doing what it's supposed to be doing, you think?
What I would say is that I believe the church can do more. The church is an important agent of socialization and has been for a long time, and I believe it can do more. So I wouldn't say it's failing us, but I believe it can do more.
And when you say can do more, give me a couple of suggestions as what you mean by can do more.
For instance, with children and Sunday schools, churches can revamp and strengthen their Sunday school programs to instill good morals and values in our children. I believe that's one clear avenue that the church can find a way to minister and continue its discipleship, because children is a good cohort that they can use to continue to instill values and discipline in society. And we have seen it being played out in our schools with the number of incidences of stabbings, fighting, etc.
All right, so I'm gonna well, I can't talk about church and play devil's advocate. I'll just say I'll be an advocate for the cons of the idea. I'm a person who is in religious diversity, and I feel Jamaica has a lot of people who don't go to church on a Sunday or on Sabbath. What then would happen to those children? Because the assumption I'm hearing here is that those who will attend the Sabbath school and the Sunday school will be able to mitigate what's happening, but are there enough children that will be attending? What about the others?
All right, very good question. Well, the suggestion to revitalize and strengthen Sunday school, it's not being positioned as the panacea or cure-all of all social ills. What I'm suggesting is that we have a very clear need, a very present need of assisting our children, and the church can step in and play a role there. There are some parents who would say that they read their Bibles to their children, they do their part, and so the church is unnecessary for them. And that's fine, because we know that diversity exists. If you don't believe in God, or if you worship at home, you don't need to visit a church, that's fine. But what I'm saying is that since the reopening of schools, I noticed that churches have been somewhat lethargic in restarting their Sunday school programs. And this is just a suggestion that we need to kickstart it, because children have been out of school, out of Sunday school for 2 years. And that's what this suggestion is about. So those children will still be able to benefit from individual activities that their parents and their families and their communities can facilitate. But there is a cohort of children who are present and ready, they are willing. When you walk through the communities, you see a lot of unattached children, a lot of children not doing anything, and they would be willing to go into an environment where it is structured. They can learn something, they can learn to read, they can learn to speak, they can learn to write, they can learn so many things at Sunday school. And so it is being positioned as a good avenue for that.
All right, Roshane, I'm hearing you say a lot of things. I'm going to try and just pinpoint one because I want Neville to come in. A lot of the incidents that are happening in schools are a certain age group. And I find that Sunday and Sabbath school caters mainly to the younger children. How would you get the teens to want to go to Sabbath school and Sunday school? Do they have Sabbath school and Sunday school for teenagers?
Yes, they do. They have youth fellowship. It's called youth fellowship. They do.
Right.
And so a lot of unattached youth are all over the place. They need something that they can do, something structured, a structured program where they can learn the proper values and attitudes.
Right.
And I want to say this quickly. One of the reasons I wrote the article, I have 2 sons in primary school. And in the class WhatsApp group, I noticed since the reopening of schools, A number of parents have been indicating that their children have been missing things. Children have been stealing from other children, and that's just great too. And it's happening right across the board. So when you check out the school system, the teachers are burdened. They are burdened with a number of social ills, and the finger they point is to the parents. They're saying it's because of poor parenting why they are encountering all these issues of bullying, fighting, stealing, stabbing, all those issues. And so I want to suggest to the faith-based community that we can do more, reinforcing good values and attitudes, no lying, no stealing, no fighting. A school should not have those things.
Yeah. Roshane, in recent times, well, maybe not in recent times, we give parents a hard time. So every time a youth does something wrong, boys start from home,
Poor
and
parenting.
parents this and parents that. And to be fair, in some instances, I think it's true. But are we knocking the parents a little bit too much?
We are, and that's why as a parent myself, I thought whenever we bring these challenges to the school community, to the Parent Teachers Association, to the principal, the first thing they do is point the finger. It's your fault, poor parenting. And so I thought, wow, how can we help parents? Because we cannot continue like this. And I'm suggesting a community-based approach, a faith-based approach, so that the village can help raise these children. I noticed an article was published recently by a principal in another primary school, and she was begging for persons to help parents, to help them in the schools. And so the teachers have been indicating that they are having challenges, and it's a manifestation of what happened over the COVID-19 period. Whatever issues were lingering, they have worsened. And I believe as a society, as a community, we need to come together so that we can have a structured, proper approach to this issue of parenting, because we cannot continue to blame parents forever.
All right, Roshane, I want to throw one quickly in before you go. One of the things with Sabbath school and Sunday school, from my experience, is it is I would say a continuation of lessons from the Bible. It's structured in a particular way. What I'm hearing is a restructuring to maybe not just only focus on learning the Bible and lessons from the Bible, but including other things. Is that what you're saying? The curriculum for Sabbath and Sunday school would now change?
Definitely. I'm suggesting that other things be included, because in the past, it was predominantly about the Bible, learning the books of the Bible, learning the different lessons. So I'm suggesting that we can include other things to bolster what happens in the school so that these children will be more rounded.
Okay.
All right. Good to see you. And thanks for speaking with us this morning. Stay safe. God bless you. All right?
Thank you too. Bye.
Communication specialist and adjunct lecturer, Roshane Reed.
Still to come, folks, we get the details on the H&L Agri Farmers Month sale and competition. But first, the second edition of News in 5 comes up in a couple minutes with Shane Masters. Stay with us, please. Soon come.